Hi guys, this is Abhi from Gokcedb. In this video, you're going to learn how to create your own custom VPC on AWS. Let's start by navigating to the VPC service, then click on Create VPC and give it a name. Enter a cider block for your VPC. I'm going to select 10.0.0.0 with a subnet mask of 16. This should give us around 65,000 IP addresses. I also want the ability to create a maximum of 250 hosts per subnet in this VPC. This means that I'll have to use the subnet mask of 24 for individual subnets. For tenancy, select default and then hit create. Click on subnets in the left menu, then click on create subnet. Here I'm going to create 4 subnets, 2 in the availability zone of U.S East 1A and the remaining 2 in U.S East 1B. In each of the 2 availability zones, the first subnet will be public and the second subnet will be private. Hit the create button when done. Click on route tables in the left menu and give your main route table in your VPC a name. Next, hit the create button to create a new route table for your private subnets and give it a name. Select your VPC from the dropdown, then click on the create route table button. Navigate to the subnet associations tab, then click on edit. Select the 2 private subnets, then hit save. If you navigate to the Subnet Associations tab for your main route table, you'll see that your public subnets are already associated with it. Next, click on Internet Gateways in the left menu, then hit Create. Give it a name, then click on the Create button. Click on the Actions dropdown, then Attach to VPC. Choose your VPC, then hit Attach. Go back to your main route table, then click on the Routes tab. Click on Edit Routes, then hit Add Route. Select all zeros for destination and the internet gateway that we just created for target. This will give internet connectivity to the public subnets. Next, click on NAT gateways in the left menu, then hit the Create button. Give it a name, then select a public subnet from the dropdown. Allocate an elastic IP, then hit create. Go back to the routes tab in your private route table, then hit the edit button. Click on add, then select all zeros for destination and the NAT gateway that we just created for target. This will give internet connectivity to our private subnets. Next, click on security groups in the left menu, then hit create. Give it a name, then select your VPC. Add an inbound rule for SSH and HTTP, then hit create. Next, we're going to create 4 EC2 instances, 1 in each subnet. The instances in the public subnet will access the internet via the internet gateway, and the instances in the private subnet will access the internet via the NAT gateway. Let's navigate to the EC2 dashboard, then click on Instances. I'm going to launch the first instance in the public subnet in U.S East 1A availability zone. I'm going to leave all these settings to default, then click on Edit in the Network Settings. Select your VPC and the appropriate subnet. Enable auto-assign public IP since it's in a public subnet. Then select a security group. In the user data section, I'm going to copy paste a startup script. In this script, I'm bringing up the HTTPD web server and grabbing the availability zone and subnet ID metadata and saving it in the index.html file. Click on Launch Instance and you should see a new EC2 instance in pending state. Next, I'm going to launch the EC2 instances in the remaining 3 subnets. Just make sure to disable the auto-assign public IP when launching an instance in a private subnet. Grab the public IP of the public one US East 1A instance and paste it in a browser. You should see the availability zone and the subnet ID information displayed. Repeat these steps for the public to US East 1B instance. Next, let's connect to the public one US East 1A EC2 instance using instance connect. Use the curl command to see if you can reach the public to US East 1B instance. You can also grab the private IP addresses of the two instances running in the private subnets to see if you can reach them using the curl command. You can also get more details on the subnet ID by going back to subnets and filtering it based on ID. There you have it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Until next time.